like to talk to the judges right now. We've got a judge who's actually returning to us, but we had that 2-year gap there, so, you know, he forgot that he said yes 2 years ago. He is from Rhode Island, but we've adopted him here in the South. He's been on WSM with part of Coffee, Country, and Cody since 2004, and he's proof that Elvis music travels all the way north to Rhode Island. He's also a longtime voice of the Lady Vols basketball team. I've been seeing him make some appearances on the Grand Ole Opry behind a podium. If you ever get sick one night and need anybody, Charlie, you got my number. Mr. Charlie Mattos is here. Charlie, I was on the radio with you and Bill Cody just the other day, and we were talking about Elvis, and Bill said, boy, don't get Charlie started talking about Elvis. That's all we'll talk about.
You know, my favorite Bill Anderson song is A Lot of Things Different. And there's that great line in there that says, I wish I'd gone and seen Elvis that time he came to town. So I grew up in Providence and was 14 at 1977 tour. And the Providence Civic Center sold out like that. And I can vividly remember my mom saying, we'll see him next time. And there never was a next time. But I've been a fan for 4 decades and thrilled to be back, Tom.
Thank you, Charlie. We appreciate it. And thank you for what you do on WSM. You always, when Bill's not looking, you work some Elvis in there on the show. Thank you for that. All right, next up, we know family was so important to Elvis. And, I mean, Mom and Dad is the reason he bought Graceland. Dodger, his grandma, lived there until she passed away after Elvis and Vernon. And Aunt Delta lived there until she passed away. Even while tours were going on, she'd be in her bedroom watching Days of Our Lives while we all walked through the kitchen. Well, his second cousin is here. He lives in Franklin. He's part of the hotel and commercial real estate industry here in Nashville and Franklin. And I'm saying, from the looks of things, hotels and commercial real estate's doing really good around here. Greg Presley, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Greg, you showed me something backstage. He brought some photos that you and the family took at Elvis's funeral. Tell us about that and about your connection and the way that you make it to Elvis as a second cousin.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here. But my grandfather is Joseph Presley. He was brothers to Jesse, which is Elvis's grandfather. So he's my second cousin, once removed is what they say. So again, it's just an honor to be here to see the Presley name continue to, you know, these artists to continue the Elvis legacy. It's just amazing. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you for being here and representing the Presley family with us this weekend. I guess I'll see you at the family reunion since I'm an 8th cousin. If you get a +1, take me with you. Next up, contemporary Christian singer and songwriter. He's originally from Oklahoma, living in Nashville now, and he is the son of an Assemblies of God minister. My goodness, your childhood must have been full of
guilt.
He came to Nashville. He played guitar with the Rambos. He had a #1 song for T.G. Shepherd he wrote called Finally. Oh my goodness. So many songs he's been a part of, a Dove Award winner, Grammy nominated. I called you the Johnny Carson of the country world because on TNN back in the day, I used to watch your talk show every night, Nashville Now, and you were the country Johnny Carson. Nashville Now. I still go back and find clips from that show. You've got an appearance by Glenn Campbell that I watch all the time of you introducing Glenn with Jimmy Webb on piano, singing, I can't even remember now, Adios, I think is the song. It was a beautiful song, and you were there, and you were as mesmerized as we were, because you're a fan of these artists too, aren't you?
Very much so. I just had music in me my whole life. I can't seem to get away from it, no matter how hard I try. By the way, I was here last year, and it was very lonely.
Yeah.
Very, very lonely.
That was on Brian. He was supposed to call you and say we can cancel. But who was your winner?
They're all winners.
They're all winners.
You know.
Well, we're happy to have you back with us.
Thanks, buddy.
And making her first appearance at the Nashville Elvis Festival, an actress and singer on Broadway, Laura Osnes. Thank you for being here. And I just got to talk about this. You started out in grade school on stage as a munchkin, but you made it to Broadway. She was Sandy in Grease. She was Nellie in South Pacific. She got a Tony nomination for Best Actress in Bonnie and Clyde. I'm assuming you played Bonnie.
I did, indeed.
Yes. You were in Cinderella on TV, and I saw you from from a seat about where you are now when you were on stage. I saw you in Bandstand the Musical on Broadway. It's great to have you here. You're a big Elvis fan. Laura Osnes, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. You know, I got to fall in love with Danny Zuko 8 times a week on Broadway, and so I feel like Danny is like Elvis adjacent, so it's really fun to relive that today.
Well, it's great to have you here, and you're looking at performances, and you know, you and Gary especially know what it's like to be backstage before you go out, and all the preparation, all the practice, it all happens right here. So we thank you for being here.
Thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you, Laura. And next up, finally, a judge was a member of J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet, and another son of a preacher. Fell in love with gospel music, joined the Stamps in 1974 when J.D. called. He was with them till 1977, and back, I think it was birthday, we did an interview there in the Jungle Room, where you guys recorded a lot of songs back in 1976. And he's been married to a redheaded singer for quite a while, named Naomi Judd. But Larry Strickland from J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet, thank you. Wearing your TCB right there.
Yes. Thanks for having me this year, man. I've been looking forward to it, just to get me out of the house, you know.
You didn't tell her where you're going, did you? You just came on down. We appreciate you being here. And Larry, you knew Elvis, you worked with him, like you said, you stood behind him for all those years. You were a friend and a confidant. What do you see of the love of Elvis, not only on this stage, but in this room?
Well, it's exciting for me because we're keeping the music alive.
Yeah.
And that's very important. And these young kids, I love to see the young ones coming up. It means there's going to be more and more longevity.
That's right.
Get this new movie coming out, you know, and hopefully after that, we'll have another Elvis explosion.
There you go.
And by the way, Sunday,
That's right.
Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, we're going to be doing a gospel set right here, so if you all are out and about, come on by 11 o'clock. I'm going to bring up one of my quartets with me, and we're going to do some old gospel music.
All right. Old-time gospel on Sunday morning. Thank you,
Yes.
Church Larry. Thank you. That's what I sound like, but on the microphone it loses that quality. I sound exactly like that.